You know what? I'm back in the fucking building and I'm not prepared to read Onyx Storm because I literally just finished my freaking Iron Flame vlog. So, it is Onyx Storm release day and I don't have a copy of this book. I am at home currently, but I'm going to work tonight, so I don't actually have time to go to the shops because I gotta start getting ready soon, and I didn't go to any like midnight release parties or anything. But my plan is I'm going to walk down to Kmart in my lunch break and hopefully they have it, because Maitland doesn't do a great job of putting out books on release day. Like, I literally had to buy Crescent City 3 from Harry Hartog just so that I had it the day of release because no one would bring it out, and a lady yelled at me and I was like, what the hell with the rudeness? I just want my book so I can start reading it. But I do have a special edition pre-ordered from Big W, but it's not even going to be released until the 2nd of Feb, so I definitely need to buy a paperback because I don't want to get spoiled for this book. I am still so burnt from the fact that I got spoiled with Iron Flame, and I don't want that to happen here, so I pretty much have to stay off TikTok, because I'm sure there's people that have already finished the book that got it on release at midnight, because I saw a few TikToks of people going to Kmart after midnight. I think that's so funny. But this is the start of the vlog. I will come back with you if I actually get the book today, because if not, I'll have to drive to a different supermarket tomorrow after gym and really hope for the best. But I'm just really hoping that my Kmart will have it, and I will be going there at like 5 PM. So fingers crossed I've actually got the stock out. That's what I want. Oh my god, came up, pulled through. I have it. I actually have the book. I just got home and I also tried to do like Violet inspired makeup like for the book. And I did like braid in my hair, and like, I don't know if this is how they would wear it flying, but I like it. So this book's like 520 pages, so it's definitely shorter than previous ones, but I'm gonna watch some TV quickly because like it's 10:30 at night, but I'm gonna watch some TV to de-stress from work, and then I will start reading this book. Don't know how far I will get into it, but I'm really adamant on actually trying to get this finished. I cannot let it take me 6 months to finish a book again. That cannot happen. It's literally after midnight and I'm going to start this book. I'm probably going to read for an hour because I normally try and go to bed by 1 o'clock because I have to go to the gym at 9 tomorrow, but like I kind of don't want to because I'm stressed. Like, and it's been like a while since I actually finished the last book. Do I remember anything? My vlog definitely helped me remember some key points that I've clearly forgotten, but I have no idea where this is going to go. It's going to be a lot. It really is. Okay, I haven't even started, but I just need to talk about the fact. Oh, can I show you? Look, there's a print in here, but what's this cake? Where's the cake? What are they doing? Are they, is this like post venom? And there's cake. What's the cake about? And it goes just, I don't know why you would just like, so it's obviously a full print, but there's like some dragons flying there. But I'm like, I don't know why I'm like, I can't read this book. I'm stressed over a photo of a bit of cake. I still haven't read the book, but one of the trigger warnings was animal death. I'm really concerned. Oh my god. But they do have a glossary of characters, but I don't want to drag it in time. I've already gone through it twice. I still haven't actually started because I'm just reading all the little informations, but the map looks more detailed. But we already know that Jessina is the one that is actually putting together these checks to tell the history of what happened. And I'm hoping it's back in the day and she's prescribed it as an older woman and all her friends are there, and it's not, you know, end of book 5. But what's interesting just to me is that she's curator of the Scribe Quadrant and the college. So she's like in charge. I want a book about how she works her way up. Like, I hope they keep talking about her because it's just interesting to know that she becomes like that girl and then she gets to write all of the histories. Like, I think that's so cool. Okay, I tried, but I only managed to get through 26 pages and it is like 1:20. I promise I wasn't going on my phone or anything, even though I don't know why, but I just randomly was like on my Hoyts app and I decided to look at what was coming, and Love Never Dies, which is a sequel musical to Phantom of the Opera, is doing a 2-day showing. And I never catch these things, so I'm going to see it. Even though it cost me $26 to buy a ticket, I'm going to see it on the big screen, even though I have to go at 9:30 in the morning. So that's what I'm going to do next Thursday. But my excitement level is very real right now, as well as having the release of Onyx Storm. But basically not a lot's been happening. Like, we got to see Violet's POV of Xaden going down to talk to Jack in the cell, but we learned a little bit more information how he's like, I'm not going to do that. Like, the one thing we know about Xaden is he would never intentionally hurt Violet, but I don't know how it's going to work when he can't control it. It doesn't seem like he's pushing her away, which is good, because there has been concern that he was going to push her away and not want to be near her anymore, and that's not like they're like doing anything sexually, but they're still sleeping in the same room, and even though he seems to be blocking her a bit, he's still talking to her. Like, he hasn't cut himself off from her completely, which is really good. But it seems like they're going to be doing this journey of trying to find the 7th dragon bead, because they've got Adana, but now they're going to go and try and find other dragons. So that's where the book seems to be going, is they're going to go on this journey, and I wonder if Xaden's going to come with them. But it is interesting because, like, he had the red rimmed eyes for a few days, but now he doesn't have it. But basically, because Xaden has only channeled once, he's very base level for it, but it's like the want to do it is obviously going to be there. So I feel like he's not going to do it for a long time. Like, he's going to hold off from it because he does have a very strong sense of will, but then things are going to start happening that he's going to be like, oh, I can channel this time and it will be fine. And then it's going to develop into that, because obviously Violet is adamant. She's like, I'm going to read every book, I'm going to go everywhere in the world, I'm going to find a cure. Like, if anyone would find a cure, it would be Violet, but she's adamant that she's going to be able to save him, and I feel like she's going to break when she realizes that she's probably not going to be able to. And it's also interesting too, because I thought this was going to happen, but Sagal is not talking to Xaden. She does not want anything to do with him, and Xaden says it's really awkward having to fly with her when she won't talk to him, and Tarn is kind of taking Sagal's side here, so he thinks that Xaden is gone. Adana was against it, but then Violet said, can you please just be with me on something? So Adana's kind of team Xaden, so there is a divide between them all again. And yeah, Sawyer's there and he's really sad about his leg, but we didn't make it very far before the Venom came into the scene by killing a lot of people and trying to break out Jack, but obviously that didn't happen. But we're starting out pretty strong, which is good, but I also feel like from me trying to read 26 pages and it feeling like it took forever, this book is going to be so dense, and I just find that my brain just is not equipped for these fantasy level books anymore. Like, I want to read them and enjoy them, but my brain just feels like mush when I try to read them. It's like, it's so hard, but I really need to go to bed. I will try and pick this up tomorrow. I again really hope this won't be a really long vlog. We've got my fingers crossed for me. So I'm only up to page 42. I promise it's the next day. Like, it hasn't been like multiple weeks, but I read 8 pages this morning and 10 tonight so far, but I really want to go to bed. And it's not like for lack of trying, because I've been working full days since this book came out yesterday, and they're right in the middle of the day, and I went to the gym this morning, and I also want to get sleep, and I've been also making my way through Squid Game because I just did the Squid Game experience in Sydney. It was so cool, but I really want to catch up on the show, and I've been watching an episode every night with my dad, and basically, like, some of the episodes are so long. Like, the one we just watched was an hour and 15 minutes long. There's like a lot, and like, I am actively trying to read this book. Like, I was hoping that I would get it done in maybe a week, because I did manage to read, you know, Crescent City 3 in a week, and one of the days I read 200 pages, but like 20 pages of this is a struggle. Like, this progress is not showing much. I am enjoying it. So they nearly had sex, but then obviously Xaden like channeled the tiniest bit. Like, he made a smudge on the headboard, and now he's all like, oh my god, what have I done? But what I do find interesting though is I definitely think he's not going to push her away. Like, he is understandably so. Like, we shouldn't do things that are going to trigger me, so sex is not a thing that's going to be very good right now, and obviously you should distance yourself and we should be focusing on your safety. But I very much like the way that she's like, don't push me away, and he's like, I'm not gonna do that. He's like, I'm too selfish to do that. Like, we're gonna protect you, but I'm never gonna push you away. And I mean, he's saying that now. Something's probably gonna happen and he might change his tunes, but most of the time the men fuck it up because they're like, nah, I'm damaged goods, you're gonna fucking leave me. He's not doing that, and I'm very happy about it. And basically I totally forgot about all the politics. So they're like trying to get a treaty with everyone else in the world, because we've got the rebellion, then we've got Pomerol, and then we've got the people that run like the war college and base sky for whatever it's called. Like, there's too many fucking peoples. And then I just don't know, like they're doing all these treaties and talks and they're going to send them off on this journey to find the dragons, and they've got 6 months until the freaking wards go down. Like there's too much going on. My brain is not okay with this, but I'm going to try and read maybe like a few more pages, but it is 1 AM. I'm so keen. You know, I had an hour to read and I was reading, I got to page like 50 something and I was getting very intrigued because they're trying to do something to the wards where I think they're trying to change them so that the flyers can actually channel while they're within the wards, because obviously the peace treaties are not going well, so they're going to kick out all the flyers. So that's where I got up to, and then I got distracted because I got my next ball print and I did have them hanging here, but now I've changed it that I've got a dream catcher and a little turtle. And I'm going to put them in my room. So my plan is that I'm actually going to put them on this wall near my bookshelf. So I can do like 2, 4, 6, maybe 8. I don't know how many balls I'm going to go to, but it's options. Like there is definitely 3 more that I want to do, including the one in Brisbane that I am committed to and I've got my ticket. So I've had to change this because there was too much stuff encroaching. So now, do we think it works? Like, can we see that I'm trying to make my Heartstopper leaves flow around? Like, can we see, does it work? Can you see it? Because I don't know if this is too much now, but like clearly my room is too much. And then I'm going to put these like in a line of 6 down instead of like this. And then hopefully they work. Like my prints are here. They're so pretty, but I also have to get ready for work in 10 minutes. So this will have to be a later job. But let me actually like show you, because there is my Brisbane ball print, then my Sydney ball print, then my Melbourne ball print, and like she even got my tattoos. Like, can you see my plane and my, like here we've got my little tarot card and some text, but that's just next level. But it's not going to focus. Like I actually have these taped shut because they don't stay closed when I sleep. It's a problem. So babe, all you have to do is focus. Like, I feel like it just makes it cute, right? Okay, so I finally started reading again. I had way more hours to do this because I was fiddling with things on my phone and I still don't really have like great reception on my phone. I don't know if I said that, but I've been struggling because my mobile data and my Wi-Fi don't seem to want to work on my phone. Like they only work in short bursts, but this just got really intense because Dane's dad is now the general. Worst fucking choice, but at least Varish is dead, so he can't be the general because like, fuck me, that would have been awful. So he is all like, oh yes, I'm going to get you in prison, and then Violet, you know, used her words to get out of the situation, and he's like, well, I'm just going to make your friend's life really hard. So he sent him off to the place that Xaden used to be at when they had to visit once a week, and then they decide to go to this little village to try and save Marin's family. And then obviously there's like a trap there and there's a dark wielder with silver hair, and it's got me concerned because Rebecca's kind of always said that Violet's hair is a very important detail, and now I'm like, was her father a Venin? And I'm not saying that her father's scribed. What if her mother slept with someone else so that Violet is a born Venin and she doesn't know it, and her second signet is gonna have something to do with the fact that she potentially might be bad, and she's never had a channel because maybe it's something that she doesn't need to do, or if she does do it she's just gonna snap and go completely evil. But there has to be a reason why this Venin has a similar hair to her. But I also do think that because she keeps having dreams of this dark mage, what if her father is the Venin and he's the dark mage that's in charge of everything, and he's gonna like take Xaden, gonna ruin her whole life. Like, she's got a lot of people that she can lose here. And you know what, Rebecca said in the 4th book we're gonna lose someone we love, and I'm like, not Riddick, that's the only one. But I'm really concerned because Tarn has just passed down, and it's just like, bitch, can't die. Like obviously he won't, because if he dies Violet's gone, but potentially if she is half Venin, if one of them does die, she might not, because Jack Barlow was able to kill his dragon and survive it. I'm so freaking concerned already. Like, we just got a lot of information in this exchange and it's like too much for my brain to process. Like, I'm sure so many people have like all their theories right now, but the one with the silver hair, she is a lightning wielder. And I thought the Venin didn't have signets because they were just like creepy with like the blood-sucky magic and like turning the earth to dust. So how is she a lightning wielder? And there's all this talk about the fact that there's all these signets and haven't manifested for like centuries, right? Because we've got Violet with the lightning, Xaden with his shadows, and technically the mind reading thing. And now we just found out that Garrick is a walker, which I think is really interesting because I was a bit concerned at first because I'm like, why are you here? Is this like something shady? But that's 3 signets, and we'll have to see what Violet's second one is. But I wonder if some other people are going to manifest some other signets, because obviously Adana's there at the right time. Now they're making all these signets, and it's like, are they being created though? Because what if it's like a 180 where the Venin are actually the good guys, and like it's just a higher plane of powers? So once they get all these signets, and if they all turn Venin, then I'm like, who's going to be the bigger bad guy though? But this silver haired lady is like, inevitably when you come to me, I'll be your teacher, don't go with the other guy because I'll let you keep his dragons and we can hang out. Like, she's obviously evil, but I'm like, she seems like less evil than some. Like, there is something there. Like, what if in another sense she's her mum? I don't know. There are so many possibilities, and I feel like there's just, again, so much information getting thrown, and I'm like, I should be picking up on more things. Okay, I've made it to page 110. It's slow going, progress is not being made quickly, and I have to go to bed because I have to get up early for work tomorrow because that is my life. But I am very much liking this one more than Iron Flame. It was just such a freaking drag. Like, I am liking the pacing, I'm liking the drama, and I'm liking that we're finding out all this information, because like, it seems that writers with relics get second signets, and there's all this information that they've obviously hidden about why you get a second signet, because before it was, if your dragon bonded with like your grandfather or something, that would make a second relic. And obviously for Violet's sake, she gets 2 because she has 2 dragons, but maybe she'll get more. Like, we don't know. Like, anything is honestly possible in this book, but I'm definitely intrigued. But Xaden also channeled again, and he feels really bad about it, and I'm like, my god, like, there is definitely going to be some greater something going on there. And obviously Violet is heavily looking for this cure, but I'm feeling like everything with the Venin is not what it seems at this point. Like, there's going to be some conspiracy there or something big that we just don't know about. Okay, oh god, I just took out my freaking ear. I'm gonna say it's a new day, well, a new night, and I've got like an hour to read, so I'm gonna try and read some. I was editing, but I've run out of time now, so I'm just gonna, like, I've chosen to read. Normally I wouldn't choose to read, so this is good progress for me, but I haven't even started the chapter yet, and it's just done in the heading thing on the chapter that Jessina has failed her exams and she's been kicked out of the scribe quadrant. Like, what do you mean? Like, girl is smart and she's the one that's going to do all the texts here. So why are you kicking her out? But also, she is being pulled in by Grady, and Grady is the one that's leading the freaking charge to find Ardana's family. And I don't like this. People that we don't like are coming on this damn adventure. Obviously Dane's dad is being really annoying, but it's like, you should have just let Violet pick her team. It's her freaking dragon. Like, it's got nothing to do with anyone else, and she should have had control of this, and it just annoys me. But I'm gonna get started. But I'm just worried for Jessina, because I really like her, and we know that she survives because she, again, writes the text, but like, this is not fair. Oh my god, so I can't believe it's been 10 days since Tarn and Sagal have seen each other, and it's like they keep pushing this bond every damn book. It's gonna get to the point where they can be a month apart and they'll be fine. But I love this so much that Xaden's come back, because obviously we know that he channeled, so he needs to be in the ward. So he's come back as a professor, and there is very strong rules in the code of conduct for the writers and in the codex that a writer and a professor cannot date. And it made me laugh so much that Violet's like, oh, we have to break up, because she's a goody two shoes. Like, she does do treason, but when it comes to school, she follows them rules. And Xaden's like, the F we are. It's just funny, because then of course Dane's fucking dad comes in and he's like, you don't get an exemption. If anything happens, I'm kicking y'all both out. And it's like, this dude, he's not thinking things through. He's just trying to get revenge, and he's being fucking petty. And I do highly like the part where Violet was like, actually, I killed Varish, so why the fuck are you mad at Xaden, huh? But it's just like, you know, Varish was a pain in the ass, and now Dane's father is being a fucking big pain in the ass. And he's also just like ditched Dane to the curb. Like, Dane hasn't been annoying at all this book. It's very weird that I haven't had any strong visceral feelings of hate for this man. But his father, on the other hand, should get in the bin. Oh god, I'm only up to page 128. Like, I'm reading so slowly. Like, I wish I could talk to you more, but my brain is not connecting to the reading, but I just have to say, so they're having the meeting. We literally know no one on this damn team except for the bitch that tried to kill Dane, and then Violet stepped in, but they weren't even gonna have Xaden on the team, which is so dumb because it's like their dragons need to be together. Like the whole point is finding Adana's dragons, and you're gonna keep the dragon that needs to be with Tarn to keep the bond going away. Like this team is dumb. Like there's definitely a bigger thing happening here. Like I feel like they're just wasting time. They're trying to lure them away to like freaking murder them or something, because why would they not give them a stronger team? This is just really dumb. But I just like that Xaden was like, don't worry, and Dane don't deserve to be in the same sentence. And I'm like, yes, I agree. And I do strongly believe that Dane is not as annoying in this book, which is just a shock. Like it's still continuing on and I'm enjoying that. Sorry, it's been 2 days since I've actually vlogged or read anything, and it was really a struggle today because I did upload my Babe TBR, which I was really happy about, but I've had no will to read and I only got up to page 152. Can't remember where I was when I started, and I feel like a lot of the time I'm just reading, and even though I'm having reactions to things, I'm just not really talking about it because editing the Iron Flame vlog scarred me that I don't want to have to do too much editing, but I know that I need to talk about the things, but I'm like, my god. But obviously I did touch on the fact that they are being kept apart because they're not allowed to date now because he's a teacher and she's a student. It was annoying in Iron Flame when they were kept apart because Varish was being a dick, but this is even worse, and they even said it. It's like they're literally in the same building and they're not together, and it's bothering me so much. But it's like Rebecca knows how to piss me the fuck off with this plot, because I just want them to be together. And I know that Xaden is already imposing not having sex, and it seems like he does that a lot, you know? He's always withholding sex from Violet. It's like his MO, and he has reasons to do it every time, but I'm like, dude, she loves you and she's emotionally attached, okay? So like, you can just do it, you know? Like, just channel the energy, just like get to the evil. My hair is falling and I can feel it. Okay. And I can definitely see that Xaden is getting worse, and it's like, it's been 150 pages, but it's going to be subtle, you know? Like, it's the way that he was like completely feral when he thought that she was in danger, and then so this Holden dude's come in, and it's like, were we meant to know that he was Violet's ex-boyfriend? Because I didn't think that they ever mentioned the names before, and I've been thinking that because they keep mentioning this prince, and Alaric's like, well, there was probably some previous connection with them, but it's like, were we meant to know this? Because I completely forgot, because like whoever was the second person, she's flat out never talked about because even her dad didn't know about him. But just, yeah, this feels like new information, even though I did guess that there was going to be a connection. But I love the way that Xaden was just getting jealous in the corner, and then he like blasted him with the shadows, and he's like, whoops, my bad. And then he gets really close and he's like, hey, you little fucker, if you even look at her the wrong way, I'm gonna fuck you up. Just like, but he is getting so jealous, and I think he's gonna start not being able to control his feelings, because again, it's like the only thing we can compare this to is Vampire Academy, but it's the way that they're still soft for their women even though they want to kill everyone else. So I really appreciate that, and I just kind of want them to get on this quest already, because I really want them to like see what they can do for Adana and find her family, and I'm very excited for that plot point. But it's definitely paced a lot better than Iron Flame, which I'm very happy about, but it's just me being a slow reader, and it's like already been nearly a week since this book came out. I've read 150 pages, but I did do all the block words on TikTok so they can scroll TikTok and not get spoiled. But this isn't good because it means that I'm not reading because I'm on TikTok. But I've had nothing spoiled for me so far, which I'm very happy about, because I like being able to actually go into this book blind, and then I can be absolutely shocked as I'm reading it. But I need to go to bed. Fingers crossed I read some tomorrow. Probably won't, but we're hoping. Okay, I do have to work today, but I literally had all this time because I woke up early this morning because I had my period, so I was in a lot of pain when I woke up, and obviously had to deal with that. And then I was like, yeah, I'll watch a bit of TV and then I'll read my book, but then I got distracted by my phone obviously, and then just things have been distracting me. But then I was like, oh my god, I forgot I have to call in my car's service today because I put on an online request and then they didn't answer me for a week. So then I called, literally got one guy, he put me on hold, and that was 10 minutes, and I got another lady busy, and then I was put on hold for another 5 minutes, and then I finally got to the people that could do the service, and then I was like, can I book in? And I literally can't get my car done until February 21st, so it's going to be freaking forever. But if they just answered my thing. But anyway, I am reading. I finally picked it back up. I'm up to page 161, and I just have to say, Xaden being jealous is actually such a vibe, because he's always been a jealous type, but being Venom, it's amplified because he just fucking can't when it comes to Violet. So I love when he comes to her room and he's like, do you love him? And she's like, come Xaden. And he's like, I need to know, do you love another man? And he was like such a wimp, and he was so desperate. And like the kiss, like, oh my god, like she's writing these kisses so well. Like obviously it's going to be a while. I don't know if it's just going to be because Xaden freaking snaps and then they're going to have sex and then he's going to channel, or what. But it's a vibe. But I also have to say that because it's really irritating me that so many people have tried to fucking keep them apart. I loved it when they were doing the training and he covered them in shadows just to make out in front of the whole class, but no one knew. It's so good. But it's also really annoying me because this task force that they've made here want to go bitch off in some other area when it's clearly in the Isles. Clearly in the Isles where they're going to find the dragons, because there's no power there. That's why they can't sense them. But they're all being fucking annoying. And this Howden dude is gonna come and he's gonna get freaking murdered. It's gonna happen. And again, who is this second ex of Violet's? Because they haven't mentioned them by name, and it feels important. Okay, it feels like it's gonna be fucking someone important, and we might not know for a few books, but it does. But I'm gonna try and keep reading. I've only got about half an hour before I gotta get ready for work. I didn't even read last night because I was too tired. Oh my god, so much happened in just a short amount of time. But like Aura and Grady are dead, and it's like, yes, because this bitch, like they said to her, you need to calm down, and then she literally burned their commander, burned the whole village down, and then she ran off and got killed by a wyvern. Like, girl, literally fucked up every part of that situation to the max. But now it's like there's going to be a meeting about who's also now going to be in charge. So this time Violet's really going to be like, hey, we need to talk about the fact that I need to lead this mission and I know what's up, babe. But then Riddick, my god, like, boy, he is my favorite character, and I'm sorry, there are so many good characters, but he's my favorite. He was all like, we have to go together, like if we're separated bad things happen, so I have to be there. And they're just like, no. But then he said like the most perfect line. Let me just find it because like I love him. Yeah, he basically says, it really pisses me off when you guys act like my sense of humor somehow lessens my ability to show up for our squad. And it's like, he's like the main part of the squad. Like he is the heart of that squad, and I just really appreciate that he's figured out that he can do more with his ice powers that most people can't do. So now I'm glad he's going to be in the meeting, but I have to go to work, so I'm gonna have to stop and hopefully read tonight. I'm so sorry, it's been a few days and I kind of haven't been reading, but I've been reading today. Like I got up to page 240, and I'm also so sunburned. Can you see how bad this is? My face is okay, but it's like, it's literally all the way down. Trying not to flash anyone, but it's like, it's bad. She's so bad. So I got sunburnt yesterday because I went and saw Titanic, and it was like one of the best musicals I've seen, honestly, just for the fact that I laughed so hard. I cried through most of that musical. I would highly recommend anyone seeing it because it was just a time. I enjoyed it profusely. But I have been reading, like, look at this progress. I'm not halfway yet, but it's getting there. So basically they've come to the Isles where there is no magic, and you know what my first thought was? They're gonna fuck. And they did. They did. And I'm like so excited for them. Like I'm like, finally. Like they've been sad because they've been repressed of the sexuals, and it made me very happy. It was very funny that the table broke and then everyone was like outside the door because they needed to talk to them. Like, do you think they waited for them to finish? Like, so funny. But basically Holden got kidnapped by the king of the Isles. I can't remember his name. And you know what Holden was doing? Trying to fucking steal shit. And then his guard got killed, and then wolves ate it in front of him. Well, not wolves, cats. It was cats, panthers. I literally just read it and I can't even remember the animals. So that was fun. And then basically the army and all the guards tried to start killing them, and then Xaden channeled a bit of the orb from Violet's conduct and killed 12 people, and now his eyes are severely red-rimmed. And I'm like, because it's very interesting because basically Xaden has the best self-control, but when it comes to Violet, he will kill anyone. So I think what's going to happen here is he's actually going to become more venom from trying to protect Violet, and I kind of hope that she realizes that if she kind of maybe ditches him in a way. Like, she might have to leave him to save him, and I feel like that could be potential for the end of the book, maybe why we're depressed, because if he didn't have to deal with Violet and keeping her safe all the time, I feel like he would maintain the control much better. But I like the way that, you know, Violet's like, sit down, don't let them see your eyes, and I'll deal with you in a second. And then Violet's like, okay, negotiations part 2. I'm gonna kill everyone in this place if you don't listen to me. Because she's a good negotiator. Like, I know that she's a dragon rider, but she missed her forte of being like the negotiator of the things. And also Xaden calling her his consort. I was like, ah, it's happening. But she's got the deal, and now there's another deal that they haven't told us about. And I'm like, what's happening there? Like, I'm a little bit stressed. But yeah, I'm actually reading. Like, I think I've only read 30 pages so far, and it's 5 o'clock, so I will read some more tonight. But I've also like watched some TV today. Like, I'm having a very chill day because my skin hurts. I also need to wash my hair, so I'm probably gonna wash my hair, have dinner, and then I will either watch a bit of TV, then read, or read, then watch some TV. But I'm gonna do both because I just want to enjoy all the things. But if I could get to page 300 today, I would be happy. But we're not setting goals because goals stress me out. But I'm having a fun time. But also Kat and Kat have both read this book, and I'm so behind. But at least now I can actually just talk to them about it and be like, this is happening. So yeah, those are the thoughts right now. I'll be back with you in a bit. Look at that. Officially more than halfway through this book. Like, there is progress being made today. I've read like 80 pages today. I'm very proud of that. So 286 is where I'm up to. So they've made it to their second island, because Diwali, or whatever it's called, was the first place that they went. That seems to be like, I don't know if it's like the biggest island or just like the first point of reference, but they've gone to this other place that's like Umbridge. I keep saying Umbridge, and I know it's not, but it's like what my brain has now said it is. And they seem to be like a warrior place. So basically they landed, they all came over, and they managed to broker a deal of like trial by combat, even though it's not really a trial. But Xaden was gonna fight, and it was really interesting because they had all these like massively like 7-foot tall people come out, and there was 3 of them, and they're like, it's meant to be a one-on-one thing. So Xaden's like, yeah, I'll fight, and then Alaric's like, no, I'm gonna do it, and they're like, nope. Everyone was so against that. And then next minute this sorceress is like, oh, and just slices Dane's arm and brings him into the fight. Like, they'd already sliced Xaden's arm. So then Dane gets pulled in, and then the priestess comes over to Violet and is like, well, actually, and then slices Violet's arm. And I was like, oh my god, are they all just gonna get sliced and pulled into this fight? But no, they thought one-on-one between the 3 boss warriors. Dane dropped instantly. He was knocked out. Xaden was not having a great time. Violet was doing really good, and then she like chucked this dagger and saved Xaden, and then the person that she was fighting yielded, and then she turned out to be the queen that they were trying to impress, and it was like, damn, she pulled her down. And then they're trying to like broker a deal to be like, hey, I just want to search and just like, you know, find allies, and this lady's like, nope, we want dragon eggs. And it's like, every time they think that they can do stuff to the dragons, like, why are people so uncultured and also know nothing? Because I just want the dragons to kill anyone that's being dumb. But we're no closer to finding Adana's family, and I'm sad about it. But this island, I feel like it's not the end of it, because there's all these people with silver hair, and I'm like, because her dad's visited the island, and the thought always was that something happened to her mother while she was pregnant, like a venom did something to the mum, and that's why she has silver hair. But now there's all these other bitches with silver hair, and there's that venom with silver hair, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, is this a new species of human? Like, who are these bitches with the silver hair? And it's weird that for Violet it just grows that way. So I bet you when she was younger she shaved her head just because she was curious as a like very smart person, and it still grows silver. And like Mira's really mad at her at the moment, and I'm like, okay, that's not fun. And Xaden's eyes have like flecks of amber now, and I'm like, ooh, he's going bad. Like, there's a lot happening, but also not much. But I am thoroughly enjoying this book so much more than Iron Flame. That was such a freaking drag. The communication's so good, and the plot's going really well, and it just, you know, it's a journey book. But I'm enjoying it. Like, I'm enjoying the journey that they are actually on. But I'm gonna go to bed because I'm hella tired. But just look at that. I'm more than halfway. I'm so excited. Okay, it's been a few days. Like, I literally read 80 pages the other day, and I was so proud of it. And then I was gonna read yesterday. Like, I finished work at 6:30. I had all this time to read, and I just doom scrolled on my phone and could not move because I was just stupid. So I have an hour to read. I'm reading, and Xaden's mum Like, I feel like we all thought that she was alive, but I have not thought about her for so long because Xaden hasn't talked about her like this whole book. She's alive and she lives in the Isles. I'm stressed. Does she know that her husband died? Like, was she alive then? Because I can't remember now. Did she die when Xaden was a kid? Well, died. But this is just like shocking information. I'm like, his mum's here? Okay, this dinner with the mum is so interesting because obviously these are the smart bitches. Okay, so they, obviously it's like they're talking in riddles, like they know so much and everyone's like, my god. But I just love this because they're just like, you know what, alliance between you and Kat makes sense. Do a contract for 2 years just to make a baby and then get out like his mum did. I still can't believe she left him. So I really thought she died because we haven't talked about her for so long, but no, she just left. So it was a contract having this kid, and now she's got new kids, new family. But I like the way that Xaden was like, okay, then draw up the contract, we'll get married. And then they're like, how long? And he's like, a lifetime. And her name's Violet Sorrengail with 2 R's. And I love that he's just like, I mean, my name's attached to the title, but we can take your last name. And then the hyphenation. Roaringale or Sorensen? I think Sorensen sounds better. It's easier to say. But I love him so much, but I feel like shit's gonna hit the fan in a minute. Oh my god, like everything is so intense right now. Like what time is it? Oh, it's 12:05. I have to go to work in an hour. I have to go to work, but like Riddick just got stabbed, okay? And I like the Violet's like, not anyone, but especially not Riddick can get hurt. It's how I feel. Rebecca, if Riddick dies, I don't think I'm gonna finish this series because fuck that. But this is so funny because they're all trying to be like smarty bums and they've poisoned them. So Garrick is fucking dying because he ate this chocolate cake. And then Violet's like, well, we fucking poisoned you back. So now they're gonna like die from something. So she's figured out what it is. But yeah, Riddick's just been stabbed. I'm gonna read 2 more pages just because I just want to know if there's gonna be any information. But like, I'm stressed. I'm really enjoying these little island adventures though, because we went to the one place and we went to the other place with the like warrior queen lady, or was that Denali? No, it was different. So there was that king, the warrior princess lady, the wisdom people. Like, I feel like we're learning so much about the people and the places, and most people suck, but I'm enjoying. Okay, Riddick's fine. It's fine. They just ripped a hole in his flight jacket, which, I mean, yes, I feel the offense, but he's alive. Because we've already dealing with Garrick, we can't deal with anything else, but I have to go to work. But like, I had to talk about it. Like, I'm loving Dane so much more this book, but the fact that his gift was just a bitch slap across the face. So we're in the 4th place, okay? Like, it's actually giving Voyage of the Dawn Treader so badly because they kept going to all these different islands and then bad shit happened at each island and it was all different bad shit. Like, this is what it's feeling like. Like, yes, some islands aren't as bad, but I'm feeling like this one's going to be weird because there's like 2,000 people in the crowds waiting for them to open gifts. And I'm stressed, okay? Because like, I mean, Mira's got some wine. I'm excited to see what everyone else gets, but I just, the bitch slap. And like, I like that they were able to like obviously save Garrick. They saved him from the poison. It's all fine, but I'm concerned about this. People have been talking about a slap and I get it now. I get it and it's funny. I think I would have laughed. Oh my god. Like, I mean, Traeger was a side character. It's not like he was that important, but like Kat was finally letting go of Xaden and then they just killed Traeger. Oh my god, is she gonna be annoying again? Like, she was getting okay, like she was getting manageable. I'm so sad though. He was like a nice person. They called the cat Broccoli. I think it's so funny that they have a fucking ginger cat that's just a part of the posse now, but Broccoli? I need to go to bed. I'm so tired, but like, Broccoli. I'm sorry, it's been a few days since I've read anything. Look, I am making progress. Like, this is so little. But I'm just saying, there's an ominous feeling. Because obviously we lost Traeger and now they're splitting off into teams to look for Adana's family, and Xaden and Violet are on different teams. And why do I have a feeling that one of them's going to be taken? I don't know by who, but taken by someone. Like, there is an ominous vibe that they're like, see you tonight. And I'm like, there won't be a tonight because someone's not going to be there, is my major concern right now. So I was right, something obviously was going to happen. So the dragons have found them. There's 6 of them. And they seem very pompous and uptight, but I also feel like they're maybe not going to hurt them, but like potentially they could. But it's interesting because I didn't realize that Adana had a scorpion tail. I have no idea what Tarn's is, but all of the Irids have feather tails, and they're very offended that she also doesn't have one. And I think it's interesting that they can pick their tails. I'm sure this is information that we knew before, but I just did not remember. But it's so interesting because they're all having this like mind-to-mind conversation. But again, Violet's like, dragons don't talk to people that they're not bonded to. But I swear there's been times when Tarn has literally talked to the collective just to send out a message, and I'm like, can they just like talk at them and then not respond to what the human says? Like, I don't understand how it works, but I swear this wasn't a rule fully. Like, they can talk to everyone when they need to, but they rarely do it. I feel bad for Tarn because really he is her father. Like, he's basically Adana's father. He's protecting her, he's looking after her, and she was getting yelled at, and he's like, don't yell at her, and she's like, don't ruin this for me, and he was very offended. It's like all he does is try to protect this little baby, and obviously she's being a rebellious teenager, but like, he is the one that's been there for you your whole life. And Adana and Tarn being bonded to Violet, like, it's a good little community there. But I'm like, Adana, stop being a territorial little bitchy teenager, because like, we love you. But Tarn is literally like trying his best here. I'm so worried for Adana because these dragons obviously are like, bitch, humanity has not evolved how we wanted to, so we're not going to help you, we're not going to do anything. But they've just made an interesting comment saying that Atram gifted Riddick with ice magic, and Tarn gifted what's her name, Violet, with lightning magic. And now they're saying to Adana, and what you've gifted Violet is a problem in itself. And I'm just like, is this a conspiracy? Like, the dragons always knew what signets they were going to give them. Like, they always said it manifested between the bond between the dragon and the human. But it would be very interesting if dragons have power over controlling what magic they can give their riders. So I guess depending on the dragon or depending on the type of war, they could bring out more important powers. So basically, Sagal has given Xaden shadows and reading intentions. Like, I'm very curious about this because I wonder if there's like another level of being here, because they know when war's coming, so they know what they have to gift, and like, they know when they need to make it more powerful or less powerful. But then again, why would they give their riders that, like, you know, the power where it's like they can see the future or they can read minds and they literally kill you because they're like, fuck that, no one gets that power. Like, I'm very curious now. Like, are we gonna find out some deep shit right now? So late, but I feel like a lot just happened in a short amount of time, and I'm like, oh my god. So the dragons are all a bunch of fucking wankers. Okay, like, I get it, they're all like, we need peace and we strive and we're in harmony, but it's like, bitch, you haven't even been near war, you don't understand. So the fact that they're not helping, but then two of them are really curious, but then they saw Xaden and they're like, why would you bring this abomination here, and they've left. And of course Riddick's there, and now he's like, Violet? What? So that whole conversation was good because she's like, do not say anything. He was like, he was ready. And then obviously they've gone off to talk, and he was really upset because obviously he doesn't like it when he's being kept in the dark. It's understandable. And like, a sweet comedic boy being very serious there, and like, the conversation they had was very valid, because really it is a concern how ready Violet is to really like kind of push anything under the rug and to accept things that Xaden is doing. Like, she's already accepted that he killed those 12 people with just a little bit of alloy. Like, you know, she's really starting to like, I know the word I'm trying to say and I can't think, but she's putting little boxes in her brain of things that he's done and then making it okay. Like, her justifications for everything is getting concerning. And I like that Riddick's like, what's the line? Like, you need to give me a line or I will give you one, and I'm going to tell them what's happening. And she just couldn't do it. So I like that she said, if he hurts someone, if he hurts my dragons. And I think that's going to be really interesting because Xaden's all for her finally drawing this line, because he is also concerned, because he said, when I turn, there's no if about it. No, the dragon said there's no cure, right? But my concern, because obviously too, Adana is so upset and we still don't have a freaking second signet. I hope that that happens soon. But yes, my concern, because they've made it back now, and obviously some things have happened in the past 3.5 weeks with the politics and stuff. Like, things aren't going incredibly well. My concern, because obviously we still have 2 more books left, because I thought this book was going to end with Xaden going to the next tier and going off with the Vannon and becoming evil. But I think what's going to happen is it's going to be Violet. Like, it is possible that she's going to channel to maybe join him because of all these justifications in her head. But there's been this Vannon with silver hair that's been trying to get her to go with her and learn about them and learn about their secrets and their history. I keep calling it Theomopolis. I know that's not her name, but it's how I read it in my brain and now it's stuck. I feel like that's what's going to happen. Violet's going to go with her, and the next book's going to be about her trying not to channel, surrounded by Venom, who probably want to fucking kill her, and this chick that's gonna like train her. Like, we might not get her second signet until she's trained with them, but then they also need to get the wards up, and then Xaden's gonna be trying to get to her, and I don't know if he's gonna start channeling more to be in there as the initiative. Like, this is where I feel like it's going. Like, I haven't really had many theories because my brain just doesn't work for any book apparently anymore. Like, I used to be really good at picking these things and having theories, but like Fourth Wing's just like next level. Okay, so we are going to commence some Onyx Storm reading because Kat's doing some sprints. I'm chilling, she should be here soon, but Kat from Stars and Embers is running them, and then Kat from Bruiser Reviews is going to join, and basically I'm going to see how much of this book I can read. It's 7 p.m. now. I do have to go to work early tomorrow, but I'm hoping that I can. I've been very bothered today though. Like, I feel like it's like material touching me, my hair touching me. I just feel like I've been in sensory overload, so I'm hoping I can calm down. I was just running around pedantically getting my food done as well. I'm totally like hiding from view so that I can vlog about this because we have one person in the sprints and they haven't read this book, so I don't want them to like see my reactions, but I just had a fucking theory that I'm stressing out about. So all these dreams that Violet's been having about this sage, I've been kind of concerned about because it seemed like he was actually communicating to her, but now I'm thinking, what if she can fucking see the future in her dreams and it's Xaden? Like, because he just had the sword of Tyrador, and I know that he could easily steal it, but I feel like she can dreamwalk to the future. Like, if that's her second signet, oh my fucking god. I'm stressed because I'm wondering, I'm like, are we gonna fucking lose Xaden so badly that he becomes the mage, but then maybe it's like, they're okay, like Venom are fine. I'm like fucking stressed. Like, I swear this has been happening the whole book, but you know what's confusing me is Lewin is a place, but also a dude. Like, did she mean to have a place name and a person's name be the exact same thing? Because they're like, we have to go to Lewin, and then next minute we're like, Lewin's here, he's here to do a business meeting in Lewin, and I'm like, I don't like it. But basically, Tyrador, Xaden, you know, he's gonna let people in, civilians, because everything's gonna go to fucking shit in a minute, so he wants to help people. One of the first years just manifested shadow powers, so he thinks the magic is balancing out so that there's a person that can kill him, even though Violet can. And I think Xaden's given up, and I'm like, this is not a good time. It's not a good vibe right now. I'm just so concerned. I'm at 390. I still have 140 pages to go. I don't think it's gonna happen tonight, but like, I'm gonna get to that bit where it's just gonna get too intense, so maybe I might push through, but I really want to try and get some more sleep tonight. Okay, so it is midnight now, and we did do another sprint of reading, so I got to page 415. Like, look at this progress is happening, but basically they've just had sex. Xaden's rocked up and he was all like, oh my god, like, I've spent 73 days, I think I can control myself, and like, it was a good sex scene. Like, I enjoyed it. Like, she writes them sometimes not real good, but it was kind of cute because he was really worried about channeling, and she's like, you just have to let go, and they had like a good moment, and it's ended on the sex scene. I'm stressed though, because it's like, do I want to know what's in these pages, because it's obviously going to be really bad, but I don't know, I feel like I'm onto something. Like, there has to be something about these dreams that's like, it's concerning me. Like, I haven't thought about it for a while because she hasn't had one of these dreams for a while, but I have to go to bed now, so I'm going to write in my journal because I've been doing a yearly journal this year because I just wanted to do something different. We finished reading at 10 and then we yapped for 2 hours because we have things to plan for September, and we're talking about books, we're talking about this, we're talking about Sarah J. Mass, but I have Nelly less than 100 pages because it's like 110. I'm so close. I don't know if I'll get this read tomorrow because I really need to edit my travel vlog because I started doing it yesterday and I ran out of time, and then I really wanted to watch Severance, so this needs to happen. But at least I made a bit of progress. Like, I think I read maybe 40 pages today. Like, it's not much, but it's something. Okay, I'm very stressed because we're coming to the end and I think things are going to be fucked. Like, I knew this from page 1 that things were going to be fucked. My theory about her seeing the future in dreams was wrong, but she's a dream walker, so I was right potentially, because it's the fact that she goes in other people's dreams. So this whole time she's been in Xaden's perspective of his dream of when the mage came and then he channeled. So that makes so much more sense, because I feel though that they still didn't mention the sword until the last two dreams, so that was a reveal. And then she was in Marin's dream, so she can dream walk. So basically her and Xaden have a similar power because they can go into people's minds without them knowing, and I think that's very intriguing. So finally got the reveal. Even though Rebecca said that we should have guessed from the second book, I didn't. It took me like 2 or 3 pages beforehand to even have some kind of theory, but it was the wrong theory. But they've just gotten to the end of the chapter and it's like, oh, we're under attack, the Wyverns are coming. And the thing that I'm focusing on is Violet didn't put on her dragon scale armor, and I'm like, is she gonna fucking die? Because like she needs that armor, and they've just run out in their pajamas basically and put a jacket on. Girl, like, you always have your armor on, and I'm concerned about this so much. And I am going to try and read. I don't think I'm going to get it done tonight because I have to go to bed in like 2 hours. And like, I'm rendering my video and then I want to watch it. So I'll try and read, but it will be tomorrow. I'm going to make it happen because I still need to edit a video tomorrow. But like, I'm getting to the beginning and the end, and I'm like, I'm going to start reading because I clearly can't read 100 pages in a day, but I'm going to be concerned about all of it. What do you mean? Oh my god, for the fact that this is literally the second time in my life I've ever cried to a book, I did not expect to react this much. But Adana's gone. I can't believe she broke the bond. I didn't think that was possible, but it makes so much sense that Tarn bonded with her first, and then Adana latched on afterwards, but she left her. I feel so broken now. This is like awful. Why did I choose to read this book and this series? I don't know. But like, it literally took me 5 minutes to read the 2 pages of that because I just couldn't see. Like, what else could happen? Like, what worse thing is gonna happen in the next bit? Because I actually can't. Okay, look, I literally have like barely anything left. It's nearly done. I left work today because I don't know, I was just so overtired and I felt like shit when I woke up. But I was like, I'll go to work, it will be fine. And then 2 hours in, I was like, I think I may throw up. So I've come home. I've been home for so long though, I only just started reading again, but I just had to come in here because that lady, because her name is like Theo and then it's like the end of Stephanie, so I'm like, is it Theoephany? Theosnephany? I don't understand, but the silver-haired lightning wielder that's basically Violet's twin has taken Mira and they've come to this trap. It's obviously a trap. And like Turn is all like chained up and I'm concerned. Okay, I'm concerned because I want to come on here and just be like, is Mira gonna die? Because that would just be a problem, in my opinion. It just doesn't seem like a good idea, but I know that I'm like getting to the end. I think I have less than 50 pages to go and I'm just like, oh my good god, what am I going to do? Like, it's probably not a bad thing it's taken me so long to read this book because then I have less time to wait than everyone else who's already finished this book for book 4. I actually did end up just stopping reading last night because I sobbed so badly. My head was hurting. Maybe that's why like Adana caused me to feel like shit this morning. But yeah, let's try and do this because I need to make dinner probably in a few hours and meal prep and just do all the things I hate my life. Oh my god, she's had her neck sliced and like shit's not okay, and I think Jack Barlow just died. Like, why even is Jack here? There's too much going on and Brenda's trying to save her because Persephone has said Violet is going to channel, and I'm like, oh god, what does she know? Like, what is Violet going to do? Because it seems like Violet could channel to put magic into Brennan to save her sister, but I don't think Tarn's going to let her do that. Like, I think Tarn would kill Violet before she turns venom. But I'm just, like, Sloane's got to do something, but they have to save Mira. Like, it's going to be such a blow. Like, I'm stressed. Like, this book is going to fuck me up. I know it. Oh my god, I'm so concerned because Tarn is getting Tyrn, whatever the other dragon is, Tane. I think it's Tane. Tarn and Tane. He's getting him out and leaving Violet in the field, and I'm like, because I think that the only way that Violet is going to go with Tommy is Tan not being there, so she's gonna get taken or she's gonna go with her in this next second, and I'm like, for fuck's sake. I'm at 484, so I think I have 40 pages left, so there's not a lot of time, so there's gonna be drama in a minute. Oh my god, we have Rhiannon's point of view. This has never happened, because I didn't even talk about this, but on the audiobook it doesn't list Xaden having a POV, and we've all been very concerned about that. I did not expect Rhiannon to have a POV. Like Violet, also, she doesn't have lightning wheels for Methany. She doesn't have her ability, she has her mother's abilities. It's interesting that there's a Venom created to mirror a wielder, and it's like, there's a lot of shit going on there, but she's got Violet, and Violet hasn't been able to really do anything, and Tarn's not there, and then it's all like, oh my god, divide and conquer, and now all these other things are happening, but like, I can't believe there's a different POV, I'm concerned. Yeah, I just had dinner, but I have literally 10 pages to go, and part of me just doesn't want to read it, because then I can just like live in this bliss of being like, I don't know anything about the ending. Imogen just lost Quinn, because we had Imogen's point of view, which I was like, oh my god, and I like it too because we're seeing the different interactions with the dragons, because it's different for every rider and every dragon, so I really enjoyed that. But yeah, she lost Quinn, but I don't really care that much. Like, I cared more about Imogen's reaction to it, because it's like Quinn was such a secondary character that I didn't really think much of it. But we also now know that Imogen has the second signet to turn objects to stone, and it's just funny because it was meant to be like this really special thing when it was just finding out about Xaden's, and now literally every character has a second signet, and I'm like, well, it's not special anymore. But basically Violet is Nelly there to hopefully kill the Dark Wielder. I know it won't happen, but Xaden's just turned up, and I'm like, ugh. Like, we have 10 pages for some fucking shit to go down, and like, I'm not ready. Oh my god, thank god Thermopylae is dead and Adana's back, and she talked to Violet in her mind, and then the chapter ended, and I'm concerned, okay, because we're at Xaden's point of view, and I feel like this is the last chapter because there's literally 7 pages left to go, so I don't think we're gonna get any more on Adana. But I'm sorry, why make me cry so incredibly much, and then 30 pages later she's back? Like, brah. So I don't know what's gonna happen with Xaden, but he's clearly channeled a great deal. And in the nets too, like Tarn being in the net, Sagal being in the net, and I understand he wanted to protect Sagal and stuff, but like, I really don't know what's gonna happen in the next 6 pages. It's gonna fuck me up. Okay, I'm not ready because someone has clearly turned and is a new brother to Xaden. If it's Riddick, fuck me. Like, I don't want to read it. I don't want to know, because it says the last person who would choose to turn. I'm like, who else is there? Like, unless it's Bodhi, Garrick's with Imogen, it can't be, because like Riddick's in the past. Can I say I honestly feel let down because that ending isn't even that big of a cliffhanger. It's nothing. Like, I was waiting to figure out who this other dragon is, but they haven't revealed anything. But Garrick is missing, so he could potentially be the person that is turned with Xaden, but obviously we won't get that reveal until next book. But basically Xaden has gone past initiative. He's got the veins on his face, and basically talking to Sagal, he's all like, if you've forsaken me, and she's like, there's nothing freaking left of you. And then they've concocted this plan, and then next minute Violet's there like 12 hours later. She's all like, oh my god, my brain's so foggy and everything feels wrong, and basically like the wards are back up and they're finding out information about who's missing. And then next minute she sees Imogen and she's just like, what did you make me forget? Because she's got a wedding ring on, so she's married to Xaden and she doesn't have any memory of anything else. But Xaden's basically left, and Tarn's in like a dreamless sleep right now because he needs to recover. Adana's back and she's kind of talking about stuff and it's not making sense either. So it's like, what have they done? So I mean, in a sense, yes, I am curious about the answers, but it's not as bad as book 2's conclusion when I was like, what the actual fuck? Because like, we had so much stress. Like this, I can kind of like push to the back of my brain, like, yes, I'm excited they're married. Did they consummate the marriage? Because there's a 12-hour gap there. I really want to know, because Violet asked Imogen to take her memories away, so what is she hiding? This actually has irritated me, but I finished the book basically in 3 weeks, but I did it. I read the whole thing. It's done. I do hope you enjoyed this vlog. I hope it's smaller than the last one, but that's basically all my thoughts and feelings. Even though I feel like I didn't have that many, it was just a vibe book. Like, I just went through it and I vibed. I really did enjoy. But anyway guys, thanks so much for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.